Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a WIP Wednesday. So today I actually finished my WIP. Let me move some stuff. So I have these new Phoenix pencils. I'm not using them today. They're just on my desk because I just filmed an unboxing. So that should be coming out soon. I am coughing still, so apologies, but I just finished this one. This is from Mariola Budek. It is from her Hair Inspirations Natural. This is one of those 10 books to finish pages. So I'm getting pretty close. I've done quite a few. I've noticed though, I really enjoy coloring the buns and braids more than just like straight long hair, because I had originally started with this one and I didn't have as much, like I quit, so I have to reprint it because I messed it up. But I have a lot more fun with like the ones that are braided or in some sort of updo. Yeah, I just finished this one. It's pink, so it doesn't really apply to my hashtag. There is a little bit of purple. Don't ask me what colors though. I forgot to write it down. This was just done with my Black Widows. I'm in the middle of a huge swatching project. As you know, I've been redoing my swatch book, and yeah, I finished reswatching 180 Black Widows for little chip cards for color alongs and tutorials and stuff. And then I'm also for my other part of the project, so I happen to already have them out, and I was like, I feel like coloring with some Black Widows, so I did this whole thing. I was practicing a skin tone with Black Widows that I don't think I like, so and I don't remember what colors those were. But yeah, the hair came out okay. I was kind of playing with different pinks. I've done a few different pinks with Black Widow. I mean, there's so many pinks in that set, but I just finished that. So long story short, I'm going to start a new WIP on WIP Wednesday. So I have this one here. This is from Rain Art. It's from that one book, I think, what's it called? Portraits of Beauty. That is also one of my 10 books to finish. No, I'm not just tackling my 10 books to finish list. It's just so happened I felt like coloring images from those right away. This will probably die off by next month. Yeah, I wanted to color this one, and I'm going to do green because there is a hashtag by Nirma Coloring. She's on Instagram, where it's a woman in all green. Each month she does like a color theme. Words are hard today. So she does a color theme, and yeah, this month it's green, so everything has to be green, except you can do skin tone. You could make her skin green too if you want to be crazy, but I suck at fantasy skin. So I'm going to do this one in all green, and yeah, I want to do all this hair in green. Look at this hair. I mean, this is insane hair. And so I wanted to use my Pro Colors because, well, I have never done green hair with my Pro Colors, and it's a good way to test them out, and they are my favorite for hair. So yeah, I'll be starting this. I always put my PDFs on a clipboard. Now, normally I put some pieces of paper behind to pad a page so that it's easier to color for my style. However, when I'm doing hair, I actually put it straight onto the hard surface because you don't want a soft and squishy surface for hair. You get a better flick if it's on a hard surface. I plan to do like a more hair 101 videos because I know a few of you have asked, and I feel it would be more beneficial than just constantly doing colored tutorials. Instead, just, you know, kind of showing you the process. So let's pick some Pro Color colors. Okay, greens are on the second tray. Oops, sorry camera. All right, I haven't used a lot of my greens. I only use these for hair now. I've tried coloring with them, and they're a pain. So like my greens, ooh, my greens and blues and pinks. Oh, even my pinks need some love. I would love to do some pink hair, but even my reds, which is weird because I've made a few red hair colors. It takes a while to whittle these down though, so... But yeah, my greens need some action. So let's see. So one problem with this set though is the greens are kind of meh. All right, let's do light moss. Maybe. I don't know which way I'm going to go with this hair though. All right, let's try racing green. That'll be my darkest color. And let's try sap green. Some of these I haven't even used. Oh, I'm trying to stay away from the olivey ones. I want it to be green. Actually, I might. No, let's stick to sap. Welcome to my thought process. Grass green might be too bright. I might need to pull a green from another set, to be honest, because I'm looking at this. And grass green, I mean, look at that tip. You don't even need to see the swatch to see how bright that is. And the other colors, all these other greens are a little olivey, and I don't want them in there. So I've got racing green, sap green. You know what? Let's just make a dark green. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Let's try this. So I'm going to sharpen these. I'm going to pause the camera. At least you got to watch me through my thought process. But let me pause the camera while I sharpen these because I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. Okay. I'm back with some pencils. Where to start? I don't know how long this will be. I am so frazzled lately. It's because my art studio is all torn apart. And yeah, I don't function well in chaos. And last week's WIP Wednesday, I was mentioning, you know, everything was torn apart. That's why I was using just distress inks, because that was what was handy. And so one piece of furniture did arrive, and I had put it together, and it wasn't the right color. It was supposed to be an antique, like antique maybe isn't the right word, but a farmhouse white, you know, so it's still white, like a tinge of off-white, but definitely more white than beige. And I don't even want to call it cream because it's still more white than cream. So it was going to be that, or supposed to be that, I should say. And then has these glass doors and everything. So it gets here, and when I pulled it out of the box, I was instantly like, oh, this looks more beige. And so I was like, well, maybe once I assemble it, it'll look a little better. I don't know why I thought if assembling it would look better. I think it was just, I was so desperate to get my space done that I'm like, I'll just put it together and see if I like it. And I put it together, and it doesn't match. It's not the color I wanted at all. And yeah, every time I come upstairs and look at it, I'm like, oh, it's just not right. It's not the right color. So I'm not going to return it. I'm actually going to put it in the basement because we needed a TV stand anyway for the basement. So I'm going to put it down there. But yeah, I hadn't even filled it with my stuff because it just felt like it didn't match or belong in my art studio. So I ordered a different style that I think will match really well. But that doesn't come till next Monday. And then today I was going to go to Hobby Lobby because my daughter has gymnastics on Tuesday nights, and it's right next to, or closer to Hobby Lobby, because we live out in the country, farm country, so nothing's nearby. And since I was already going to be in the city area, I was like, hey, I could go hit Hobby Lobby and get the other stuff I need for my art studio. Well, she's sick today, so won't be doing that either. Oh my gosh, seriously, there was no jets until just now. I'm not even lying to you. There was no jets. That's why. Yeah. So sorry. I guess the jets are here with us. They want to say hi. But yeah, so I was gonna go do that tonight, but now she's sick, so she won't be going to gymnastics, obviously. So I was gonna go later today, and I'm trying to think where I can squeeze it in, because like my agenda today is full. I woke up this morning and had to hurry and get Akira ready, because we were taking her to the groomer. And no, I'm not too lazy to bathe the puppy. Actually, yeah, part of me is too lazy. But the reason she's going is because I want to get her used to the groomer now. She's 4 months old now. Before she's older, because, you know, Scout goes to the groomer. Anyone who owns a husky knows what a pain they are to groom once they get that adult coat. Their puppy coat is easy peasy. But once that puppy coat is gone and they get that double coat, dual thing going on for their adult coat, yeah, it's such a pain to wash. It's not worth it. You'll sit there and soak them, and you don't even break through and get to the second layer of fur. It's, yeah. I learned a long time ago with Scout. I was like, yeah, not worth it. Plus, you know, you got to sit there and de-shed them. And so, yeah, I embraced the whole groomer experience. And it's like Scout's spa day. So Akira obviously is going to have a coat like that soon. And so instead of waiting till she's older and actually needs the groomer, I'm sending her now just because she's so sensitive. Like Scout didn't go till she was older and started getting her adult coat. Akira's going because, you know, she has all her social issues, and so I want her to get used to the groomer. It's the same gal that grooms Scout, so she knows huskies and stuff like that, and she knows us, so it's a little easier. But yeah, so I took her there today, and what our groomer did, because Akira is so sensitive and needs a little extra time to warm up to people still, she had her come in right when they opened and before it got busy, so that she had time to spend with Akira and kind of ease her into it, and, you know, sit there with her for like 10 to 20 minutes before even bathing her, just like get to know her, just so she could see that it was okay. So yeah, I had to hurry and get her there, and then I was like, oh, I'll go to Hobby Lobby after dropping her off, but Hobby Lobby didn't open yet. So it was either sit in the parking lot of Hobby Lobby for 40 minutes or come back home and get my work done. And I opted for work. Plus I had some videos to record. I really want to go to Hobby Lobby and get my stuff for my studio. It's just mostly decor. I don't actually go to Hobby Lobby for crafts, like craft supplies, unless they got like a killer deal on some odds and ends, but I don't buy my art supplies there. I think the only thing art supply wise I bought there is like some sketchbooks, because those aren't hard to mess up, and like little things like folk art paint, or, you know, but when it comes to like pencils, I don't buy them there, and I mean, they don't even carry half the ones I use anyway. I do go grab my Prismas if I'm in a pinch and I can't wait for Blick, but rarely does that happen because, well, I order my Prismas in bulk. This is just one jar of many, and this just has these blues in it, by the way. So I have an inventory, although it's lost right now in the move up here, so don't ask me where it's at. But yeah, it's funny because my other brand of pencils, oops, this is the spare jar for the other brands, and these are luminance, just some spare Lumies I have chilling in the jar till I use their counterparts. And the only reason I have those random Lumies is because I needed to order like a few extra things to get my free shipping. So I just tossed in a couple open stock Lumies that I use most frequently, and I knew I'd replace eventually. So that's why I have some random Lumies. I need to actually order some polychromos. Polys take a while to go through, but I finally plowed through. I always go through the ivory and cream on those sets, and I went through my last bit of those because, as you can see in my spare jar, there's no polychromos, so I need to place a blick order. But yeah, so Hobby Lobby, anyway, way off track. I have a bunch of ideas of things I want to get, and luckily the things I want are on sale. Then again, I'm starting to think everything's always on sale at Hobby Lobby, and their prices crack me up because they're, it's always on sale, great deal, but it's like, really, I don't know. I guess I'm just super money conscious, which I know it doesn't seem that way with my hauls, but I actually like evaluate the deal. I'm like, okay, is this really a savings? And I've been eyeing some of these items, and the price isn't really moving that much. So their whole 40 and 20% off is kind of a joke. But that's with any store. You know, they'll say 20% off, but it's not 20% off what they normally have it for. It's the manufacturer price that they never actually sell it for. So, but this week, baskets and vases are on sale. So I'm just going to go snag some because those are the items I need. But again, my big storage cabinet doesn't come till Monday, so I'm going to get these things, and I'll at least be able to put everything in the baskets and know which is going into what. And then I wanted to look, because Hobby Lobby has some really cute furniture sometimes, and I wanted to see if they had a smaller cabinet to replace the one that came that is beige that I don't like. Because I need 2 cabinets in here, not because I have too much stuff. I know it looks that way on video, but it's all laid flat and coming out my closet, so it looks like I have a lot more than I really do. And yeah, I've said a lot, but it's because my brain is not working today. So yeah, I just need another small cabinet. So I'm just gonna go look and see if they have anything. If not, there's a cute little antique store in that same shopping center, so I was gonna check that. I'm trying to avoid like the typical look of a craft room, and I think I've said this before. I'm really aiming for like a room that looks like just an ordinary room, minus, I mean, I do have that spinning caddy, which you guys remember from my tour earlier last year. I almost said this year, but when we bought this house. So that I still have, and I moved up here. I'm glad I did, because it's good for all the items that like you need all the time. So like embellishments and things you need right away, and not things you just grab or on occasion. So like I don't need it for my pencils, but like stickles and glitter markers and white gel pens, those kind of things. So that's what I'm storing in it. It's like all my accent materials and things that I grab at while recording frequently. So that's what's going in there. And then the cabinets will be where I put all my materials. But yeah, and then I've been organizing and getting it all ready for the cabinets, and I have so much stuff to swatch out from Christmas and my birthday. And wow, I'm almost overwhelmed. I enjoy swatching, but I was actually finding myself a little stressed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta swatch this, this, and this, and like it's a lot of swatching on my to-do list. So I made like a pile, and then I have some products I need to review that were sent to me by the manufacturers, and I had emailed all of them and let them know like, hey, I have the flu. I'm not gonna review or film this till I sound better. I didn't want to film last week when I was coughing or sounding super sick. I'm still not 100%, but I feel a little better. Like I said, the cough is still there. Unfortunately, I hate this cough. Coughs are just so draining. Like, you cough all day, your lungs are burning. Then you cough all night, so you don't sleep. And yeah, I'm just so over it. So over being sick. I mean, I still can't taste or smell from COVID. It's like I would love to have that back and just feel healthy. But yeah, it's I don't know. But yeah, Monday that cabinet will come and I'm going to put that together. And basically my plan is to have everything ready to go so that all I have to do is fill that cabinet and everything else is done. So sometime today I'm going to have to drive back out to Hobby Lobby. I'm waiting for the groomer to call and say Akira's ready and send my husband because I don't feel like going that far out of town. The groomer's further than Hobby Lobby. So he can go get her. I had to get her there by 8. I had to leave super early. So I was just like, But yeah, I will make it to Hobby Lobby and get that going. And then eventually I'll do a studio tour. It's going to take a little while though, because I'll still have like odds and ends, and I have to catch up on videos. I haven't been recording because, like I said, I don't function very well in chaos. So I have like a major backlog of videos I got to get done first, and just clear like my queue, as we'll call it, whether it's a review or whatnot. And then I have some prep work to do this week. So my stream Sunday, I know I keep canceling my stream. But yeah, last Sunday, I'm glad I didn't stream. I was just so miserable from this cough and feeling just, so awful. So I had to just not stream. I would have been coughing like the entire time. And I was just so exhausted. I just needed to rest up and get better. But I will be streaming this Sunday, even though my art space won't be done. At least I'll have it mostly done and less chaotic, so I feel comfortable enough to stream. And I'm probably going to do the Black Widow hair in that stream, so help you guys come up with some basic hair combos using Black Widows. The reason I'm doing basic first is because a lot of people want to just know like basic colors like red, blonde, black hair. And then I'll do another video down the road of more advanced hair colors later, because it's going to take some time to sit there and flick out different combos. And then we can get into all the ombre and special effects hairs that people have requested. I had some very good requests, but excuse me. Yeah, I just want to make sure I get the basics done first, because not everyone is ready to tackle that more advanced hair. And I do have a tutorial on my channel doing some highlights, and you'll see why I call it more advanced, because when you get into those complicated hair styles, especially if you want them to look realistic, you know, like a unicorn hair, or very complicated balayage hair, one, you're going to use a lot of pencils. It's not going to be done with 3, that's for darn sure. But you also have to understand the basics of coloring hair before you dive into that. You need to know what's truly a highlight, what's not, what's a shadow, you know, and all that, so that you can take that color combo and actually apply it. Because if you don't know how to apply it, it's not going to look right no matter what color combo I give you. And that's kind of my goal with all my tutorials, is I might be using specific colors, but I want you to learn the technique so that you can go pick your own colors, your own brand. Like if you don't have pro color, you know, and you want to do green hair, I can show you at least the basics of how I picked out my pencils, how I'm using my pencils, and you can go create your own green hair with whatever brand you have using that same principle. I mean, the basics of it is, if I'm going for a dark color, non-traditional color, I still want it to be shiny, okay? So I pick a lighter, or the lightest I have in that shade. So this is like a very minty green color. It's called Light Moss. And then I add in darker colors, you know, in a variety of different shades, but I always keep the shades either all cool or all warm because that is going to affect the outcome of your hair. That's why I was not adding in the olivey greens to this, because I didn't want that in here. If I would have mixed these cool greens with a warm green, it would have looked funky. So, and I'm actually thinking of adding a black because I'm kind of feeling like it's not dark enough in there. We'll see. I can always go back. But yeah, I tend to add a black if I'm going for something really dark and drastic, especially in these shadows, because I don't want my racing green, which is very dark compared to my other greens, to be carrying all the weight here. So, and it needs to be really sharp. So these Pro Colors hold their point really well. The reason I am resharpening this one is because it is doing a lot of the shadow work. I really need that super duper sharp point. So that's why I'm going to keep sharpening it. Plus I'm using my Jar Link sharpener. I'm testing it out. I plan to review it this week, but I've been testing it for almost a month now, I think. It's been a little bit. So this is the one I bought with my own money after I tried the one that they had sent me and I didn't like it. Well, I liked it, but it didn't work with any of the pencils. Like, it wouldn't fit these Pro Colors. But this battery operated one is pretty nifty because then you just charge it, but I haven't had to charge it. And then, yeah, it sharpens really well. The only gripe I have is the point on it is slightly squared off, which is great for coloring anything except hair. So even though it looks long and sharp, it has a tiny squared off end. I noticed the sharpener does that when you're doing hair, you're like, no, I want it to be like really pointy, and most brands would break with that super pointy end, so that's probably why they've designed it that way. However, like the Pro Color polys and even my Black Widows can hold up to that sharper point for hair, and so I usually use my AF-Matte because it gives me that very, very sharp edge. But yeah, right now the AF-Matte is downstairs in my bedroom next to my bed because that's where I normally color, and so it's plugged in there. But I do like this Jar Link. I've been using it a bunch because I can take it all over the house with me. Like, you know, if I want to color on the couch, I just grab it and take it with me and set it next to me. If I want to color up here, I just bring it up here with me. So I like the portability of it, whereas the AF-Matte, I need to find a place to plug it in because it's not rechargeable. I know they have one that's rechargeable. Never tried it though. But yeah, I'll do a review on this one. But that's my one gripe with it right now, and it's only for the hair. So I have to sharpen a little bit more than normal because of the point it produces, but it's not like a big deal or anything. And I'm not losing a ton of lead. I literally like pop it in and pop it out just to fix the tip. There we go. I don't want too much of a highlight there because we are going for a nice darker green. It's almost like a toxic green color. That's what happens when you do these cool greens. I like it though. Yeah, it works. And basically I'll have all her hair in this green color, and then I'm gonna do her skin, probably just normal skin because I suck at fantasy skin. And then her makeup will be green, so I'll definitely do like green eyeshadow, green lipstick, and stuff like that, because I definitely want the green to pop, and then maybe even like some sort of green background I need to do backgrounds more. Stop being such a scaredy cat of the backgrounds. It's just paper. But yeah, I'll probably do something on back there. Maybe even add some sparkles to her hair. I don't know. Just have some fun with it. But yeah, it's weird going from like a Mariola picture to one of these ones because the artist's styles are just so very different when it comes to their hair. You know, Mariola has every strand laid out for you. This artist is way different. So hers is more, she has like a couple strands in here, but then she has like her heavy grayscale digitally added in. I think she uses Procreate for her pictures. But yeah, so like she's got her grayscale added in, but sometimes I don't actually agree with like the placement of the grayscale. And so, but I do that with Mariola's too, by the way, so it's not just this artist. But yeah, it's way different when you compare it, because Mariola would have each strand in there and whatnot, whereas this one just has a couple strands and then some grayed areas, so you know that that's a shadow. But the same technique is used regardless. So I just tell people to start with like Mariola type hair because it's a little more easier to follow if you're new and you can't picture those shadows and highlights. You know, because if you try to do this one and you're not used to shadows and highlights, then you'll kind of struggle. Whereas Mariol is a little easier, beginner friendly, I guess. Even though they're intimidating, because they're so pretty, you're like, I don't want to ruin it. That's how I feel. Still, because I'm not that great with skin. Excuse me. But yeah, let's see. So aside from the art studio, not a ton to report on. You know, Akira's getting better, but she's still got her problems. Oops, sorry about that. I got interrupted. So what was I saying? Oh, Akira's doing pretty good with her training and socializing, but she's still very skittish. Like even taking her to the groomer, I was like nervous, but they haven't called me yet, and so her appointment was at 8, and my groomer said she would call me if it just wasn't working out. So she must be letting them groom her. I'm hoping. I'm hoping this is a good sign. Silent, no word is a good word. But yeah. So unfortunately our trainer caught COVID, so he had to cancel, and we haven't been able to reschedule because he and his family have been sick. And so he's now backlogged, like he had to send all his training dogs home and then start over. So I'm waiting for him to get back so we can do more training. My daughter's softball team started practicing. She's got such a great coach. Season doesn't even start till May, but he's like, hey, let's start practicing every Saturday starting now. And some parents are like, no, but I totally down. But yeah, my son finally got ungrounded because he finally got his grades up at literally last minute. He waited till the last day to possibly fix his grade and was doing it. But the most frustrating thing was I was riding him the entire time. Like, what's your grades today? What else are we missing? I would literally go into his online portal thing they do and show him the assignments. Like, he had no motivation despite being grounded to go do it all. And he's not struggling with it at all. He knew how to do it all. It's just he was being very lazy, and I don't get it. And then he's being lazy with his sports too. Like, we've noticed he's not even practicing, and we bought him for Christmas this bat that he has been begging us for gosh, like 3 years now. This ridiculously expensive bat that is like so fancy schmancy with all that it entails, but it's an amazing bat. I still don't understand why it has to cost that much, but whatever. And yeah, he got it for Christmas, and he hasn't even gone outside and practiced, and he went to a pitching lesson, and I told him after his lesson that he needs to go back to third base, because I was like, tryouts are literally in March, and you're not practicing. Like, we've been paying for lessons now since the end of last summer, and he's not improving, and it's not the coach's fault. It's totally my son's fault. He's not practicing. He's only practicing when he goes to his lessons, and that's every other week. And I told him, you want to get on the team, but you're not like hungry for it, like, oh my gosh, when I was in sports, like, I wanted to be first. Like, I practiced every day. Like, I had that hunger for it, like, just drive to improve. I was like, you're not practicing your pitching, you're not doing any of your exercises, like, right as it stands right now, like, let's face reality, you're not going to get on the team as a pitcher. And that's the hardest conversation to have with your kid, is like telling them, like, you're not, you can't do this, So we had a conversation about it, and I said, but you're an excellent third baseman. He really is, like, stellar. I was like, why don't you just try out as a baseman? Plus, hey, you'll actually get to play more, because league rules, the pitcher's only out there for 2 innings anyway. I was like, let's work on upping your hitting skills and your being a baseman. Let's focus on that, like, what you're good at. It's just you're too late in the game, so to speak, to change positions, and you don't have the drive to do the position he wants to change to, because being a pitcher is a lot of work. Like, you got to practice and work at it, and if you're not the type that wants to sit there and put a lot of external effort into it, it's just not the position for you. And that's just my feeling with it. And I told him I'm still going to pay for lessons. We're just going to pay for hitting lessons now. And I think his coach is kind of feeling the same way, because at his last appointment, he didn't even do pitching lessons. He did hitting with him. So I think he's kind of also, like, trying to boost what he can actually do. So, and then he informed me that he doesn't like Taekwondo anymore, and he wants to do karate, because all his friends are doing karate. I was just like, okay, but we have spent years. He was on a break, because when COVID happened, his dojo, closed and never reopened, and he just went back. And I had sent him back to kind of help build his confidence, but give him something to do also, and he was getting bullied at school. But he is 2 belts away from a black belt. Like, he's been in there for quite a while. And he was like, well, I'd rather go to karate. I'm like, so you want to start over? Like, you literally want to start, like, reverse. I mean, he's been in Taekwondo since he was, like, 7. So it's just like, you literally want to erase all that and start, like, from the beginning. Like, I can't wrap my head around this, because he's so close to a black belt. And he said, yeah, because all his friends are taking karate, and he also was really into that Cobra Kai show. And so I was just like, okay, well, so I'll make you a deal. Once you finish your black belt in Taekwondo, then if you still want to do karate, we can do that. But I just cannot. And I hate, like, refusing a sport, because we've always told our kids, hey, you want to play a sport, we'll do it, as long as they're serious about it. If they're not, But I hate telling him no, because it kind of goes against what we had told him. But it's just like one of those things where we've invested way too much time and money, and so has he. And he really needs to finish. I mean, 2 belts from a black belt. Like, you gotta get your black belt. And then go get a black belt in karate or something, Oop, I got interrupted there. I had to, like, cut out because the groomer was calling me, and so I had to answer. I was like, ah. but apparently Akira did fine. So hey, look at that. You guys get to hear how she did. Apparently she like totally let them brush her and even de-shed a little and bathe her and blow dry her, which I'm amazed at because she runs for the hills when I turn on a blow dryer. And even like trim her nails and all that. So I was very, very happy. And she was even letting like other people there touch her. So that's good because I was really worried. Sitting here all stressed, like my dog's gonna eat my groomer. But so yeah, my husband's gonna go pick her up because we had a deal. He picks her up so I can record some videos today and then work. But yeah, so I'm hoping I'll get a couple of videos out today. I'm way behind this month, like I said. When I create, like, so at the beginning of each month, I kind of create a list of ideas of videos I want to get out that month. But they're not like, I don't like to use the term content calendar because it's not set in stone. Like, my whole thing with my channel has been and always will be like, am I feeling it? No, then I'm not going to do it. So like I have a list that I'll put out, and sometimes ideas I'll put on that list carry over to the next month just because I don't get to them. But yeah, I do have a couple of videos that I'd like to get out, and I'm actually feeling like I actually want to do them. It's just my art studio and complete chaos is making me unable to focus right now. I'm just all over the place. I just literally like things spilling out of a closet, but I'm hoping I'll get that sorted out later today, tomorrow-ish. And then, yeah, all I'll have to do is get on with like putting it away when that one cabinet comes on Monday, but then I can get on my videos. But I know I had put out a poll about a color along for Hannah Lynn, and I didn't forget, I actually had started one, and then I didn't like it. Like I liked the picture and all that. I just didn't feel like finishing that one on camera. So I'm going to start a different one. And the vote was really close between Prisma's and Ohuhu, but Prisma ended up coming ahead. Like there was like 300 something votes last I checked, but Prisma was in the lead. And so I think I'll do it with Prisma. And then if I have time, that's the key. If I have time, because the month is almost over, I will do the Ohuhu one as well. If not, maybe I'll just spill it into February if I have time, and if I feel like it. I do want to do, like when I do color alongs, they're going to be more color and chat. You can either color along or just watch the technique. Like you don't have to literally follow me with a picture. They'll kind of be like WIP Wednesday, but I will be more like telling you what colors I'm using and stuff like that. But that's what those will be. And that's just because it'd be fun to just sit there and color a page with you guys and stuff. And I still have my tutorials as well. But yeah, I just kind of want to squeeze a few of those in. It's just they do take a lot of time. I mean, coloring a page in general takes a few hours. And by a few hours, I mean, depending on the page, we could be talking 8 to 12. But, and then when you're recording it, it takes even longer because you got to pause and set this up and take this down. And then you got to edit. And so, yeah, those can take a little while. But I do want to get a few more of those on my channel. But it's not going to be anything structured, and it's definitely not going to be something where it's like my monthly color along or anything like that. It's just going to be where the wind blows me. That was kind of my motto, I think, during my December completed pages. Oh, there's the Jets again. They gave us a break, but now they're back. Where, yeah, I just said, like, I'm going to do what I feel like doing. No pressure. Like, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not doing it. Like, And that will just make it fun. I always feel like doing WIP Wednesday. The only times I don't are when I'm sick, or like right now it's really frazzling because my desk is a mess. I'm just surrounded like by junk right now. I've got the Phoenix pencils right here. I need to review my swatch book. My Prisma's out. My spare Prisma's all in jars over there, which is just ridiculous. My Distress inks are still on my desk. Just pandemonium up in here. But speaking of that, the Phoenix pencils, that is. So I usually do a first impressions and then I do a review. But I wanted to see if you guys find the first impressions even worth it, or if you would rather just wait for the review. So like usually I do the first impressions right when I get it. You know, it's kind of an unboxing, checking out the swatches, and that's the first impressions. And then later I review them after I've colored a few pages with them and tested them out. And so sometimes the review takes longer, you know. And I'm never in a hurry to be the first to review a pencil. I really don't care if I'm the first. I review it once I'm ready to give my opinion on it. So, but yeah, I wanted to see if you guys enjoy the first impressions or not, like if you find them helpful. Because if not, I'll just start saving all those things and like I'll unbox them and whatnot, but I'll do it all as part of one big comprehensive review. I have noticed a lot of people are confusing my first impressions for reviews, because I'll get comments saying thanks for the review, and I'm like, wait, whoa, no, it's not my review though. And I don't want to confuse anyone, because often, I mean, well, I shouldn't say often, but there are instances where my first impression can change, either good or bad. Like I might like it at first and then hate it after using it, or vice versa. So that's kind of why I like to play around with them and color a few pictures with a pencil and not just like swatch it and use my little test sheet and call it a day. Like I actually want to use the pencils and play with them and see what they do as well. So let me know in the comments below what you think about first impressions, if you like them, if they're helpful, or you just want to wait for the review. Oh, I love these Pro colors. Gosh, I love these. Yeah, these are just so, I mean, look at, they still got their points. Look at that. Now, if I was using any other pencil, ooh, they'd be gone. But yeah, they just keep layering and layering. I mean, look at the hair layers up in there. I could add more. I could totally add more. In fact, I probably will. I'm seeing spots now. But it's beautiful the way it grips. And this is smooth cardstock. Anytime you're doing hair, I highly recommend a smooth cardstock, by the way. A toothy one is going to be like a nightmare to try and create something on for hair. Everything else, you know, if you like to layer, go for it, but smooth for hair. All right, well, I think I'm going to call this WIP Wednesday good, just because I have some other videos to record, and I'm pretty sure I hit an hour. I had to pause a lot between my 5-year-old and phone calls, so, but I've rambled on enough. But I think I've updated you guys, and hopefully my studio will be closer to done, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, furniture. I'm waiting on furniture, and that is the most frustrating thing, because like I'm ready to go and I can't. So I want my furniture. So yeah, hopefully next week's WIP Wednesday I'll be a little more jolly, because I'll be like, I can put things away. So, but definitely let me know about first impressions if you made it to the end. And then, yeah, guys, until next WIP Wednesday, take care. Bye now.